the Navigator. If we go into the upper left-hand corner and click on Navigator, the Navigator is used as sort of like a custom pick list. It's a way that we can add gauges to this list and then just manage them throughout my day or week or month, however you want to use them. So let's go ahead and dive into the Navigator and take a look at how you can add gauges and send messages to individuals. So we click on this wrench right here on this plus sign, and we can go on the first step and add current equipment to the Navigator group. So when we do that, it actually creates a group called IndySoft, because that's my username, and it automatically added the gauge that I have currently selected in equipment view. So when we select this gauge, we can then run an event. So I can go ahead and calibrate this gauge if I wanted to. Highlighted equipment, hit OK, and it automatically launches a calibration event. I can come down here and type a note on that gauge. I can write a note on this gauge so that I can come back to this gauge later. I can print the certs. I can print the event docs, p-touch stickers, worksheets, and a list of all the equipment in this group, which I only have one piece so far. I can export this information to an IndySoft lab or IndySoft customer. I can send this gauge to another user into their equipment navigator. So we can select their username. I don't have another user in my account, but I can come in here and write some kind of note. And then you can send an email notification to that user as well. We then go back to our plus sign, and I'll show you the different options. We can add current equipment to a new Navigator group. So when you do that, it gives us the option to create a group name, which I'm just going to delete this portion of it and just say 918 is the group that I want. And then when we hit OK, it's going to create a little bar right here where I can now toggle through all my different groups. So if I look at all groups, I can see all groups and what group it's attached to. And then if I click on the plus sign, well, actually, let me highlight this 918 group. And then we can scroll down to add all equipment from current company to a Navigator group or to a new Navigator group. And then I have add equipment using equipment finder. So this is going to be one that you're probably primarily going to use. Let me just make this a little bit smaller. So you can come in here, use equipment finder as a pick list, and just sort of grab different gauges in here, hit finish, and it's going to automatically add those gauges to this group. All right. If you wanted to, you could then add them to another group. Notice how I still have that note there, and if I exit out of here and come back, it will still be there. You can then go through these blue navigational buttons. I don't have any other gauges in that list, but if I go to 918 and I click on this, it'll go to the next gauge in sequence. If I double click on that gauge, let's see here, it automatically changes the gauge that is on my equipment view. So as you can see, it's AG0010. I double click on this, it changes to the next gauge. All right, that's it about the Navigator. Thank you for watching.